HP maxed, side quests done, and the skill trees fully unlocked. Let's get it on.
Round 1. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Checking their opponent. Throw whips. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? Any developments early in the round will set the table for the rest of the fight. Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Will they incorporate that full drive gauge they have into their game plan? Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. All right, what's coming up next? That attack landed for a counter hit. They'll have to decide how to follow up. Their life is looking critical, and they can't rely too much on drive either. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Time picks up the win with the counter hit. Looked like they were baiting their opponent into making a mistake. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Misses the drive impact. Throws them to negate the block. Both fighters are looking for a way to get in, but there's still time to feel out the situation. Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. Teleports. That's gonna rattle him. Knockdown and manages to block the jump-in attack. Gotta be careful not to whip at this range. Experiencing burnout. Player 2 in burnout activates. This is gonna hurt. Life lead is that crowns him from above. Smart decision there. The chip damage was enough. Who could have guessed how that match would have turned out? Not me. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. We're finally ready to begin this long-awaited fight. Our players look primed and ready. Denies the attack, and that's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. A little too greedy there. Their super brings out the super art. How is this gonna work out for them? This is a gigantic life lead. How are they going to deal with this? The pressure is perfect. Takes the round without getting touched. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. They've both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. Hits them with a stop and pop. Digs in deep to get that drive on. Yoga Flame goes for the fireball, which is very strong at this range. Reads the command grab. Drive gauge gap here. Watching each other carefully. Who will make the first move? Attempts to break this and lead to some big damage. Bringing the hot fire. Fireball pressure. Trying to wear down the opponent. But oh my god, they just choked it up. Burnout. Expect the tempo of the match if you can. Player 2 can't afford to stick just what they were after. Player 1 made all the right moves, and this experience is only gonna make them stronger. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Teleports. That's gonna rattle them. Player 1 with the life lead. Okay, both fighters have taken a long step back. They're both looking to reassess the fight. Plenty of space between the two fighters, but who will decide to close the gap? All right. Drive rush. Gets in their face. A little too greedy there. Feeling out the spacing. This is looking bad. What are they gonna do? This is a tough spot. Gets the parry in and adds some pressure. Gets some. Player 1 sets the tone with that win. Let's see if they can keep it up. They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Teleports! That's gonna rattle them. Who will gain control of the match in the early going? Grabs and throws them away. Takes a trip. Sneaks in above. You've gotta be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Brushes that off and keeps going. Yoga Flame. Not much life difference. Drive rush to keep it going. Springs forward with the drive rush. Max SH gauges, unbelievably in sync with the chance of super art, scrapping it out up close. Closing it out with a super art finish. Nice and clean. It's too much. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. And whiff! They're wide open! Throws a fireball. Player 2 made a solid choice with the super. Let's see what they do next. Dangerous range here. This could lead to some big damage. Player 1 has the super gauge advantage. Bamboozling time with the yoga float. This is such a tough situation to be in, but they still have a chance. Down on life, they gotta make a move. Shakes things up with a fireball. Blink out. They're taking a step back to slow down the pace. Oh, kisses the fireball. Player 1 made all the right moves, and this experience is only gonna make them stronger. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Things are slow going right now, but we may see someone speed things up soon. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Big counter. Big gap between the two fighters, so they throw out a fireball. Okay, creating some space here. They're being absolutely relentless with this fireball pressure in the corner. Feeling out the spacing. Player 2 is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. Gets the jump in. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. The pressure is so intense here. Keeps them guessing with a yoga arch. They decide to hang back and rethink their game plan. Time's the only thing moving here. KO! Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round 2. Fight!
Fires off a yoga combo. Oh, whiffs the throw. Teleports. That's gonna rattle him. A parry? Yoga teleport. Where is he going? They gotta make sure not to splurge with that drive gauge and leave themselves vulnerable. Opts to continue the attack with the drive. Throws a projectile to zone the opponent. Player 1 will need to play it conservative until their drive refreshes. Max SA gauges, unbelievably in sync with the chance to score big here. Goes for the jump long critical. What's gonna happen? This can lead to some big damage. Wraps it up with a decisive combo. Player 1 took no time to finish that fight. Are these two gonna fight forever? They choose to run it back. Let's get right to it. Parries the attack. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Both fighters have plenty of health. Where is this match gonna go? What are these fighters thinking now? Who's gonna make a move? Deal some damage with that quick combo. All right. Tries to get a breather with a projectile. Uses a drive parry against the attack. The jump in is denied. Goes for the drive rush there. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? That's one huge life lead. Is this going where we think it is? Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Knockdown takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. Next hit will end the round. Oh, easy tag. Rejects the air attempt. Player 1 sets the tone with that win. Let's see if they can keep it up. Will that drive impact get punished? Sticks the combo. Player 1 has a slight life lead. Locks them down with the arch. Player 2 is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. Utilizes the parry here to try and establish the pace. Player 2 has the chance to win the round if they can put their drive to good use. Yoga fire them. KO. Player 1 played with a lot of heart to pull off a tremendous win. Definitely one to watch. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. So, what are our fighters planning in this opening round? Shoots off a projectile from downtown to check their approach. Who's going to break the silence first? Okay, both fighters are taking a long step back. They're both looking to reassess the fight. Player 1, with the life lead, gets the jump in. All right, what's coming up next? Life lead is opening up, but that can still be overcome with smart drive use. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Player 2 chases them down. Sticks the jump in. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Next hit will end the round. Holds out with the block. Decides to meet them in the air. Plenty of space between the fighters. What will be their approach? The jump in KO. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Yoga float. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Blocks it. Oh, they're in the corner now. No running away. Nice double lariat. Player 2 can't use any drive moves without burning out. Both fighters planning something? Digs in deep to get that drive in. Going in? Yoga fires it. Player 1, oh, burnout triggered. A quick breather. Catches them out. Close range projectile. Player 2 can't use any drive moves. One step ahead of them. Screw pump, you need guts to pull that off. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Comet to make something happen. Who will come out on top in this final round? Ghost sets up with the jump in. Zones with the fireball. Yoga fire. Looking for a hole. Ooh, you never know what can happen. Crowns him from above. What's next? Keeps them out. Oh, you smell them? Over in a flash. Player 1 faced the giant and walks away unscathed. What a win! They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Okay, both fighters have taken a long step back. They're both looking to reassess the fight. A drive rush to try and keep up the attack. Player 2 is just about out of drive ammo. What's the play here? Player 2 chases them down. Who's it gonna be? Gets the jump in. Carries the jump in to shut it down. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important here. Reads them. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. KO. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Nice, perfect parry there. What'll they do next? Both sides reluctant to get in each other's faces, but who will seize control this round? From up above, Yoga Flame. Player 1 has a slight life lead. Teleport. That's gonna rattle him. You've gotta be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. What'll happen here? Player 2 can't use any drive moves without burning out. Lets off a Yoga Fuck. Ah, burnout activates. Keeps them guessing with a Yoga Arch. Brings down a Yoga Comet to throw him off. Quick breather. KO. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this one. Opts to create space to start. The last round. It's now or never. Player 1 didn't rely too much on drive in that last round. but they may be looking to mix things up here. That feeling out phases, brushes that off, and keeps going. All in with a rush! Okay, here we go. Plenty of sets up with the jump in. Who will set the bait at this range? Close range projectile. Yoga fire. Anti-air in the clutch. Good parry. Yoga float to mess with their head, crowns them from above. This is a gigantic life lead. What a finish! Player one faced the giant and walks away unscathed. What a win! It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Strings it all together. Okay, takes them all the way to the corner. Player two will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. Takes a trip. Stops the attack by using the drive parry. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Trying to read each other here? Tries to bait him with the projectile. Taking stock. Absorbs the attack and fires back. Heading into the end game now. And a super activation. Looking to score some juicy damage. They saw a path and they took it. Player two picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round two. Fight.
Opts to create space to start. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Player two did a great job of maintaining their drive gauge during that last round. It's going to be even more important in this next round to keep that up to help strengthen their ground game. Was looking for that jump attack. Checks them with the projectile. Player one is working with a better gauge. What can they do with it? Doing some quick planning? Player one has a slight life lead. Oh, could be the start of something. They continue to battle it out in the middle of the stage. Hits up the counter. This is going to be huge. Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna blink first? Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Just go for it. KO. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now.
Final round. Fight.
Starts things off with a jump in. Keeps them guessing with a yoga arch. Looks like they want to put a new spin on things with that fire. What are they gonna do? Anti-air in the clutch. Player one with the lead. Will they? This can lead to some big damage. Yoga Inferno to set this fight alight. In attack range. Over in a flash. Player one faced the giant and walks away unscathed. What a win! They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. The jump-in is denied. Starts off zoning with fireballs. A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move or you're going to eat tons of damage. Oh, whiffs the drive impact. Strings it all together. Player two is just about out of drive after that. Both fighters will want to utilize what little drive gauge they have. There's space to make something happen here, and neither fighter looks willing to back down. Both fighters are trying to decide their next move, feeling out the spacing. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? Yoga fire there. Jump, knockdown. This is a critical point of the round where they just need to go for it. Player two on super art. Gets the jump in. They saw the chip KO on the table. Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round two. Fight.
Opts to create space to start. Who's going to start things off? Lets off a yoga fire. Player two had a hard time managing their drive gauge last round, and I'm sure they're aware that they need to start adapting. Their spacing is so on point right now, but who's gonna blink first? Player one can build off this lead. Goes for the jumping. Rushes that off and keeps going. Goes for the rush. Ends the meter, hoping for a good return. Keeps them guessing with a yoga arch. Fires a perfect KO. They were in full control there.
Dawson wins.
That was a clinic on how a solid neutral game wins matches. They're in a proverbial downward spiral. There's no end to this battle. Checking their opponent. Checking how their opponent reacts to fireballs. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? They're still in the early going, and it's really anyone's fight. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Who's gonna make a move? Neither fighter can force the other to give up even an inch. Who's it gonna be? Very nice anti-air there. They read their opponent like a book. Both sides looking for an opening. What's the play here? Player two is just about out of drive after that. Taking stock. They're being absolutely relentless with this fireball pressure in the corner. The jump-in is denied. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Neither of them willing to back off here. Life lead opens up. Snipes them out the air. Player one picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Stops the attack by using a drive pair. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Who will gain control of the match in the early going. Brings down a Yoga Comet to throw him off. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Player one has a slight life lead. Yoga teleport. Where is he going? Teleport. That's gonna rattle him. So, what's next? Attempts to break the stalemate with the fireball. Going in. Headbutt. Time to reassess the situation. Yoga fire there. Not much movement, but the thinking caps are definitely on. They continue to battle it out in the middle of the stage. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Knockdown and fires off a Yoga Comet. This is a turning point. They gotta turn it around. So, what's next? Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. Clutch, clutch, anti-air. Oh, this can lead to some big damage. This is gonna hurt. Player two can't use any drive, crowns him from a flatline zone. Player one faced the giant and walks away unscathed. What a win!